Hello and welcome to DB at the Movies, where today I am very excited to be talking all about the brand new trailer for Venom 2, aka Venom Let There Be Carnage. This trailer debuted Monday morning, and I shouldn't say debuted as much as was unleashed on us. And I just wanted to, share a couple thoughts, couple observations, kind of just give first impressions. So I will link the trailer itself if you have not yet seen it in the description for the video, so you can check that out as well. But I have to start just straight out of the gate. The number one thing that I am extremely thankful for is they changed Woody Harrelson's wig from the end credit scene from Venom 1, and it is 1,000 times better. He looks less Sideshow Bob, less like creepy Craigslist party clown you got that showed up like on 10 minutes notice and just wants like a case of beer, like that first wig was incredible. I can't believe, like, that made me think that they were like scrambling on the day of filming for that scene in Venom 1. Like, wait, he had red hair? Oh, like, it's incredible to look back at it. I'm very thankful that that's something that they corrected, because to be completely honest, it would have absolutely distracted me from the rest of the movie thinking about that hair, just staring at it. Um, so another thing too that you notice right out of the gate is the kind of complete commitment to the zany comedy aspect of the movie. Now, part of what made the first Venom such an unbelievable viewing experience, not good, not bad, just incredible to watch, was the fact that literally every person in the cast was in, a dark, gritty, horror, action superhero movie, except Tom Hardy, who was playing it like he was in a romantic comedy where it's a guy falls in love with an alien. It's an incredible movie to watch. Like, I cannot believe that lobster tank sequence from the first movie exists. Like, I can't believe that happened. So this looks like they're leaning into it a little bit more with, you get that opening scene of them cooking breakfast together. I think Venom prepares him, like, I think it's Lucky Charms, strawberries, waffles, scrambled eggs. The scrambled eggs are like melted into the waffle. And it's not even like romance between the two anymore. It's more just like what a child makes their mom on Mother's Day when they're like, "Mom, I made you breakfast." So you get that. You see that he still has Mrs. Chen, who runs the shop that he visits, and she says hi to both him and Venom, which is pretty funny. And I noticed something here too, because there's a shot where he's in the apartment, because the movie is set in San Francisco, and he has a Warriors the Bay shirt on, or the city, I think, actually. I think he has a city shirt on. And then he walks into the store, the convenience store, and he's got a Detroit Lions jacket on. And I can heavily identify with that, because I'm a dude who, I like teams all across the globe. I like my LA teams because that's where I am. That's what I grew up watching. But then I like the Lions. I like a few other basketball teams. Like, I respect that. I really respect that diversity, that diverse sports portfolio, if you will. Something else too that really stood out to me here is how dark the movie looks like it's gonna be. And I don't mean dark as in like dark subject matter, but dark as in like it just looks dark. And that's something that I've noticed rewatching Venom, at home when it's been on TV or streaming or anything like that. Is it's so much darker. Like, it's hard to watch some of the big CGI fights, and I'm kind of really concerned that it's going to be more of the same with that, where like Venom and Carnage fight, and it's going to just look like a absolute mess of CGI blobs just smashing into each other. And so, I'm really hoping that the effects will be something that is given not more thought, because they did look good for the most part in Venom 1, but just given more, visibility, I guess is the word that I'll use. I do have high faith in this movie from a effects standpoint, just because Andy Serkis is taking over directing for Ruben Fleischer, who did the first one. And Andy Serkis is basically like mocap CG performance god. Like, he's incredible. He's done some of the most incredible things. He was Gollum. He did Caesar. He did Kong, I think, for Peter Jackson's King Kong. Like, he is the dude you call when you need a mocap actor. So I think having him behind the camera is going to do two things. I think it's going to balance that type of zany humor to it. And I think he's going to have a real eye for special effects and visual effects and kind of getting the most out of those as far as like telling the story will be concerned. I'm also curious to see how far they push it with Carnage, because it is probably going to still be a PG-13 movie like the last one. And, you know, Carnage is not really a character built for PG-13 ratings, but they do show a little glimpse of Naomi Harris as Shriek. You don't really see much. I think it's just her laying in the in like the prison or the asylum, and I'll be curious to see if, you know, they fully lean into that with her and Carnage and like the adopted family and everything. Like, if they push it that far to be like a multi-movie arc, and then, or if it's going to be something where it's like there's a ton of references to it, but Carnage is dead by the end of the movie or something like that. And it's going to be interesting. I know they keep saying that it does not, they don't know about Spider-Man. They don't know about the MCU Spider-Man, and like that these are taking place all separately from that. But then you get all like the little references. You get the little Daily Bugle shot. You get, you know, a couple other things and Easter eggs. Apparently there's a ton of them in the trailer, packed in the trailer itself. It's obviously gonna fuel the speculation, and we know that the agreement between Sony and Marvel includes Tom Holland having cameos in the Sony movies and kind of bringing that universe a little bit more together. So it'll be interesting to see if that's something they actually do, because this version of Venom is really, I guess, not even like an anti-hero. Like, he's kind of just a hero at this point by the end of the first movie. So to have an ultimate villain like Carnage, it's not going to really give them the chance to play into that like anti-hero feud with Spider-Man type of thing. So I'll be really interested to see how they do it, because I think a bad idea would be to like shoehorn him in, because, you know, Eddie Brock and Spider-Man's stories are pretty woven together as far as like the old storylines and comics go, and this, we haven't seen any of it. I don't know how Tom Hardy would know supposed teenager Peter Parker across the cities or across the country from San Francisco to New York. But, you know, with Sony, I'm not willing to take anything off of the table for what they're going to try to force and make happen. I think they've proven time and time again that that is the case. And then the last thing I just want to say, shout out to Tom Hardy for that Venom voice. It was one of the best parts of the first movie. That and the lobster tank scene, I'm going to just keep hammering that point home. But I just love it. I love the thought of him standing in a recording booth doing that. I know movies don't really have outtakes unless it's a comedy, and like outtakes in the credits, you know, unless it's a comedy. But I would love in the credits, or like a 25-minute featurette on the DVD, Blu-ray, whatever home release, you know, is an option. I would love just unedited footage of him in the studio recording those Venom voiceovers, because I cannot fathom what he looks like doing those faces to make those voices. I think it would just be, you know, give the people what they want. Release the Hardy tapes. But that's it. I don't know how high my expectations are for this movie. I'm excited to watch Woody Harrelson go absolutely insane. That is for sure. But you know, we'll see how good and coherent a movie it is. I think there's a lot of stuff going for it. I think Andy Serkis is going to bring the right type of tone for what Sony seems to want to do. I don't think they're as interested in like the dark, brooding superhero. I think they want to capture kind of the weird, quirky, manic comedy energy. And I think Serkis is the right director to pull it off. I'm really excited to see it. I love that they hammer home only in theaters. That is something that we're going to see for months to come now, or these movie previews being like, see it in theaters, only in theaters, gotta go to theaters. And I respect it. Will I see it in theaters? Maybe. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts too. If you're excited to see it, what stood out to you from the trailer, just drop it in the comments below. And thank you for watching. I will be back soon.